Be seated.
Sit down.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Kidd versus Rawlings.
Thank you, Jerome. Mr. Kidd, you say Ms.
Oh,
Rawlings...
wow. Something off about the eyes. I can't put my finger on it. It's like, I don't know.
...is a manipulative user who convinced you that you were the father of her son, Nathaniel, then changed her mind when someone better came along.
Huh?
You and your mother say Ms. Rawlings' mind games have wreaked emotional havoc on your family. Ms. Rawlings, you say Mr. Kidd is fully aware he is not Nathaniel's father, as he himself told you he cannot have children. You say Mr. Rawlings and his mother are two desperate people who convinced themselves Mr. Kidd is your son's father, and you intend to prove them wrong today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kidd, why are you so convinced you are Nathaniel's father?
When this first started off, she came to me and told me that he was mine. She was sending me letters when I was gone.
And did you tell him it was his child, Ms. Rawlings?
No, Your Honor. How it happened was we met through a mutual friend, and I didn't know anything about Mr. Kidd starting off. My mutual friend ended up leaving, and the situation that I was in, I didn't have anywhere to go. And that's how me and Mr. Kidd ended up having relations, because I was staying with him. But as, you know, everything progressed and everything started off.
What, she slept with him that night, or she started living with him? I'm confused by that story. She said it like somebody dropped her off with him and they did the nasty, or she's saying she had to move in with him and over time they started doing the nasty. I don't know what that meant. That story just confused me.
I went off and did my own thing and was dealing with him and another gentleman also.
Oh!
Around the time that I conceived my child. So
what was your relationship with this man like?
We were in a serious relationship, and I was actually at some point, once I left from being around Mr. Kidd, that I was actually staying with him.
So how often were you with Mr. Kidd, and how often were you with the other guy?
Pretty much going back and forth, because I was staying with him and I was leaving from being with Mr. Kidd to going with him and coming back to Mr. Kidd.
Did you tell him?
Jeez. She was playing hopscotch on the... Man, that's crazy. She was just jumping back and forth from the houses. Man, this girl freaky deaky, and she telling y'all that straight up. I don't know what's going on. This is gonna be different. Where the other man? He gotta be here. There's no way y'all invite him to the courtroom.
He was the father?
When I found out I was pregnant, Mr. Kidd told me himself that he has some type of rare form blood disease and that me and his child would die if I was pregnant by him.
Oh, he had a rare blood disease.
No.
And if he got you...
I'm seeing it in his face. How you gonna say no? His eyes aren't even where they supposed to be. Something going on in that body that ain't supposed to be happening. And she talking about no. I'm looking at it.
It's not a rare blood disease. I am ARH negative, and he is ARH negative. If she's RH positive and doesn't get the necessity shot during the pregnancy, it could prevent her from having future children, or that child could pass away.
Okay.
Oh my God, all because she slept with him? What kind of blood type is that? That sounds dangerous. He got a blood type that could ruin her fertility for the rest of her life? How is that even possible? Whoa!
And at that time, were you aware that your son was in a relationship with Ms. Rawlings?
We've never been in a relationship.
So it wasn't just a sexual relationship?
No, ma'am. We were just, she just needed somewhere to stay. So I was just looking out for her, and it just became a sexual encounter.
Man, y'all freaky deaky as hell. Trying to give her a place to stay, you end up giving her somewhere to lay. Come on, man. Y'all doing nastiness. What's going on in the streets?
So, Miss Jenkins, how do you find out about the baby?
I got a phone call from my daughter, and she said, "Mom, you need to look at this picture." Sent me a picture of the baby. I was like, who got my son's baby pictures? She said, "That's not your son." I said, "Yes, that is. I gave birth to him. I know who he is." She said, "That's his son." And I was like, "What? Hold on. No. Why am I just now hearing about this?" So I contacted his friend, who gave me Miss Rawlings' number, I called her and asked, we talked for a couple weeks, and I asked if I could see the baby, and she said yes.
I just want to know why every time we watch these paternity courts, it's always the men up here with their moms. Why do girls never have any parent with them? When the woman is up here for her kid, there's never really a parent next to her. But the guy always got his mom next to him talking for him. Nah, this photo too low quality for me to make any real information off of it. This is a terrible photo.
And that's Nathaniel on the right.
The mom kinda looking sexy, though not gonna lie, kiss kiss heart heat, guy it. Love you, Daddy Jerome.
What? What is going on in here?
Me being me as a mother, and I wasn't able to grow up with my father. If Mr. Kid can't see the moments that he's missing, at least his mom will be able to have them, and his family has some stories to tell.
And I completely understand that. And it's truly a beautiful sentiment. But as you stand here at the defendant podium, you say you know Mr. Kid is not your child's biological father.
Caught her ass in a lie. You bringing the baby to his mom, but you don't think the baby even his? Cut it out. Up here talking about you want somebody in his family to have a relationship with him, but you don't think he the father. Shut up. You over there lying, lady. That raggedy ass haircut.
It's a manipulation tactic.
It was, as long as you were giving her what she wanted and needed at the time, it was okay. I've never one time been told I wasn't the grandmother. She did not ever say that she doubted full-heartedly that Kevin was the father. She said it's a possibility between this one guy and my son. And as I sent her pictures, she's like, yes, I believe it's Kevin's. It's Kevin's. It's gotta be.
Ms. Rawlings, did the other guy, the other potential father, did he ever acknowledge that he could be the father or express interest in being in Nathaniel's life?
Yes, he did, because he was the one that actually told me to get a test to see if I was pregnant. And me and him were sick together. And he actually reached back out to me because he had some other situations going on, looking at pictures, and he questioned it again. He was like, are you sure the other guy is your child's father? Because he looks like me. And going through pictures, Dad, even his brothers said, yeah.
What the other guy look like? He better be in the courtroom, bro. What is he looking like for even say the child his?
And where is the other guy now?
He's in another state, but he
So
still
he's in
reaches
another
out.
state.
Yes, he still reaches out and check on him.
Okay, does he have a relationship with Nathaniel? Does he see him ever?
The other guy actually came to the hospital after I gave birth to Nathaniel, and they instantly, you seen it in his face and in Nathaniel's face, his face lit up. And even his brother was there and was like, yeah, man, that's your son.
The other guy?
Yes.
Man, I don't know what's going on. Can we see a picture of the other guy? Because he just sounds like her imaginary friend. Can we get a damn picture? Is that too much to ask for?
You said you had the baby for a while. What do you mean by that?
She was going through a situation and got kicked out of where she lived because her choice of men are not just the greatest, I guess, in the world. He wasn't safe. She wasn't safe. She was trying to get her life together. She gave me the baby for a period of time with a
How long?
I had him for a month and a couple days.
What the hell? She was dating a man running from the cops or something? What you mean she wasn't safe? Who the hell are they, Bonnie and Clyde? What you mean they not safe? Take the baby. What was they doing? Going on a robbery spree, murder spree? I can't get over his face. What happened here? Y'all not gonna let me ignore that.
And I got a handwritten letter of custody.
Let me see that, Jerome.
It wasn't.
You said it was a handwritten letter of custody.
Temporary custody.
Because of the fact that I had got a job that was paying $10 an hour, and I didn't have anybody to watch him. And at the same time, trying to figure out who's going to watch my child, and me not knowing how I'm going to be able to feed my child, how he's going to take his bath.
You wrote, I, Taneva Rawlings, the parent of Nathaniel Rawlings, I give Tammy Jenkins temporary physical custody of my son.
How long is temporary to them? How long do they have dates until this point to this point? Because come on, man, let's be a little more precise.
Miss Rawlings, I can see you are a young woman. I can see you're a young girl. I understand that you got yourself in a situation, you were in a situation where you didn't know who your child's father was, and you were trying to do, I sincerely believe, what was best for your child. You basically, in that moment, trying to get your child to a safe place. And so, Mr. Kidd, you presented evidence to the court in your paperwork that suggested you had another medical issue which would prevent you from impregnating Ms. Rawlings. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Nigga, do you want to be the father or not? He keep coming up with all these reasons why he not the father. I thought they wanted the kid. He said his blood is gonna kill the baby and every other baby she get. Now they talking about he got this, yeah. I don't know what's going on with him. Do you want to be the father or not? Because his stories ain't making no sense. I've never heard of that. This man got deadly sperm or something.
We've called upon one of our experts, Dr. Jamila Gator. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Gator into the courtroom?
Get Gator.
I'd like to ask her a couple questions.
Yeah, let's talk to Gator. Where the Gator at? Where the Gator?
Up to the witness stand.
The Gator.
Step.
So I think there's two separate issues here. There was an issue about RH blood incompatibility.
Yes.
And that has to do with a mother and a baby. And if there's different blood types between the father of the baby, positive and negative. But that really doesn't have anything to do with the ability to father a child.
Okay.
He had a separate issue, which was a childhood infection. And so there are various childhood infections, from mumps to repeated urinary tract infections.
Whoa! He was a child with a bunch of infections. Oh my God! Jeez! What is going on?
To STIs like gonorrhea and chlamydia.
As a baby? How do you do that as a baby? What is going on with their bloodstream? Holy cow! What is happening?
Those can cause inflammation in the testicles.
Oh my God! Every word she say is more and more outrageous. I can't listen to this lady speak about this man lower area. Goodness gracious. The baby ain't his. Forget it. Don't let the baby be his. He said big ass balls.
Which then causes scarring and makes it difficult for you to emit sperm.
Oh my God, his meat got scarring. What am I listening to? What am I hearing, bruh? No wonder he mad. What? He got scarred meats.
Correct. Only a small percentage of males will go on to have infertility from those childhood infections.
A small percentage.
Correct.
I think I've heard enough. I'm ready for the results. Jerome, these results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Of Kidd versus Rawlings.
Kidd versus
When
Rawlings.
it comes to 10-month-old Nathaniel Rawlings, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Kidd.
What happened?
You.
What happened?
Are the father.
That's beautiful, man. She was trying to hate on him, talking about he got scarred meats. Talking about because he was a kid, he was unable to, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Don't try to let that stop him. He locked in.
The fact that that is his son, I am happy because me and him, we don't have a hate type relationship. And that I knew he's a good man at heart and he has a good heart. And knowing that me and him can be on some type of page that my child will have his biological mother and father.
Go hug her.
And he has a family, something.
He not listening. She said, go hug her. He ain't budge. That man ain't move a muscle. He said, I don't want her, Mom. I don't want her.
Come here, my baby.
She took matters into her own hands. You ain't gonna hug her, I will.
I told you from jump I loved you. We got this.
She ain't even say it back. This is a weird situation here, man. You can't tell a lady you love her too. She the grandmother of your child. She gave you a place to stay when you ain't have a place to stay, so much so you started freaky deaky with her son. Now you can't tell her you love her after she was babysitting your child.